conversation with Scott on your Twitch?
I know, I'm watching. All right.
Like outside of us streaming?
Did you send out the thing for the people to know?
Yeah, like half an hour ago.
Cool. Are we live?
Yep.
I like how I always ask, are we live? We are live. So, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to our Lost Mines of Phandlin campaign. We're going to get started pretty quickly here because we got a late start, but I'm going to ask Jeff for a quick recap, and then we can get into it.
I'll be right back.
Worse. I give him a warning. All right, Matt, you want to hit us with a quick recap?
Oh, what did we do? We got back to town. Oh yeah, so we were in basically the secret exit of the Red Brand's hideout cave, and we had just killed Glassstone, and I did some
call
stuff.
him Glassstone.
Yeah, why not? And so then we carried his body and the dwarven dudes' bodies that were with us out to the town. They went and buried the dwarves. We kind of, I don't know, displayed Glassstone to the town to be like, hey, you don't have to worry anymore or whatever. And they seemed cool with that. And then we had a massive amount of conversation with Darren and Sildar and all of us about what's going on, where we should be going, what this means for the town, and things like that. We then, I think, have decided that we're going to try to find Arogar or Cragmaw Castle or Seven Tower Castle or whatever you want to call it, all of the above. And so a couple of us went to try to procure a wagon or horses or some way to get us there quicker. And then we went back to the inn and drank a shitload of alcohol. That's pretty much it. There's a lot of talking, a lot of role playing, kind of setting up the next direction we're heading because killing Glassstone was sort of a big thing, and now we're
won
done.
A lot of money.
So, somebody in this group is hoarding a shitload of gold, and we might find out if anyone else gets any this time.
Full.
We just have to give her time to bring it up in the next 7 hours.
I think it's pretty wishful thinking. But anyway, yeah, let's get into it.
I hope I'm back before then.
Thing off with a quick roll. So, Varian, I need you to roll a perception check with disadvantage.
I'll be right back. I'm just kidding. Perception check.
Roll the d8.
What's my perception? A
And then
roll
got
a
it.
6.
Cool. That's all I need to know. All right.
You got crabs from that person.
I perceive some crabs.
Wait, Eric, before we get into it, are we doing that thing that you talked about?
Wait, before we get into anything, Varian also fist fought the bull in the inn. I almost forgot. It was probably the best part of the entire thing. And then got piles driven into a table, and a leg broke off, and then proceeded to beat the shit out of the bull with the leg until he went unconscious and won us all a bunch of gold. And that was cool.
Awesome.
And then we all sat at the bar and drank Phandlin blue ribbons. Snuck that in there. Okay, we're good. You can go now.
Yep, there you go. All right, so, yeah. So there are two of you who are up earlier than everyone else because you don't need as much sleep, and that is the two elves.
Is it dawn? Is it about to be dawn?
It's before dawn. Yeah.
Oh.
It's darkest before dawn.
I'm gonna go downstairs and wait to meet Darren because we had scheduled to meet to go back to the Red Brand hideout and investigate this creature that was in.
Bring anybody with you? Or
Nope.
just you? Okay. Carrie, can I get a perception check from you? Assuming we're not trying to be stealthy about it.
7.
Actually enough. So
Yes.
you hear your sister walking down the hall and walking down, out of not out of the inn, but out of the upper floor of the inn. Or, well, I guess you just hear footsteps because your door is closed. Would you like to do anything about it, or?
I want to go see who the footsteps are.
Okay. It's pretty obvious. You open your door, and it's your sister kind of walking down the stairs.
Were those her footsteps?
So I only need a 7 to hear him, right? I'm gonna follow her and see what she's doing.
Are you trying to be sneaky about it, or are you just going to follow her?
Sneaky.
All right, roll a stealth check.
$15.
Yeah, okay. You go down to the lobby. You're not actively looking for anyone.
Fine.
So it's your passive perception, and you don't notice him. You're in the main hall of the inn. At this point, there's just a low. The fire in the hearth is still going. It was a rager the night before, so there's a low burning coals. Not a big fire anymore. There's a few patrons that are where they are when they passed out the night before, kind of slumped over tables. It looks like there were a couple more fights after you guys went to sleep. It was kind of a crazy celebration for the town. Mugs everywhere, beers, a little bit of blood in a makeshift ring in the middle of the bar area. But it looks like a good time was had by most.
Did anyone clean up those 2 hands that were just sitting at the bar? Got him. I don't know if that's sanitary.
Do I see Darren in the bar?
You do not.
Okay. I'm gonna go outside.
Okay.
Because it kind of smells in the bar.
It does smell the bar.
And I'm gonna wait for him in the middle of town.
On town square?
Like, right outside the inn.
You say wait for him, but he's already in the town square, even though it's probably 10, 15 minutes to dawn.
So early.
So early, I know.
Matt,
But
you missed
he-
my hands joke.
He's standing out in the town square, just perusing his notes in his book. He looks up and sees you and gives you a curt nod and starts walking towards you.
Okay. Good morning. Shut up.
I hope it's not too early for you.
Apparently not.
Well, it's not.
I suppose you elves don't need as much sleep as the rest of us. Will your friend be joining us?
Who?
He points towards the half-cracked open door of the inn, where you see now your brother is standing and watching you.
I just kind of sigh and wave.
Carrick, do you do anything?
Yeah, I did this.
You gonna come out, or you
I'll
just gonna
motion to
stay?
Carrick to come over.
So I walk over.
So will you be
Yeah.
joining us this morning?
Joining you for what?
Oh, you didn't tell him.
I did not. I wasn't sure if the rest of my party would approve of this, so I kept it as quiet as I could. We were going to go back to the Red Brand hideout and try to investigate that creature we saw in there. Would you like to come? Carrick.
I'm thinking. Not the smartest decision.
Well, don't hurt yourself.
But I still kind of want to get back at him for screwing with my head. So I'm game to go with you guys, and I figure 3 is better than 2.
Well, you two have been in there the farthest. What's our approach? Do we take the front entrance or the back way? He says to Galen.
Well, we didn't say it to Kaylin.
Front entrance is best. We know what we're doing there.
Oh man.
What's the title?
Back way is faster, though.
All right, so
It's a tight squeeze through the back.
you guys head east towards the manor. It takes you a few minutes, but you manage your way easily enough. No distractions at this time. It's basically you guys, and you can see some of the townsfolk. Mostly the dwarves are slowly getting up and starting to head south towards the mines. They still have work to do in bringing metals and gems. But you guys head to the manor. Which entrance would you like to go in through?
The front.
Well, I mean, there's the front doors, there's the 2 cracks in the sides. Are you going to...
Oh, we just go through the front door.
Okay, so you go through the front door.
There's also some coffin crypts that I'd like you to take a look at, see if you can make anything of them that we couldn't. Very interesting.
Very well. What's so strange about them?
Well, there's some sort of magic. There were skeletons in the room that came to life when we touched them.
He,
I'm not
he
sure
takes
if
out
it's-
his book again and starts writing.
I'm not sure if it's something in the coffin or the coffins themselves.
There's a chance they may be back, though, because weren't they starting to pull themselves together when we left last time?
Well, we locked them in one of the crypts, so they should be stuck in there. But we'll have to be careful just in case.
Interesting. I'll take a note of it. Was it confined to a specific room, or were they able to move freely about?
Well, we didn't really give them a chance to move freely about, so I'm not sure.
It could be an enchantment linked to a single room, a source somewhere you couldn't see.
We looked, but yeah, we didn't have enough time to find it at the time, so now we should have time to do so.
Very well. So you guys walk in through the front door. You walk through the staired room, through the then through the armor room, back through one of the hallways, through the office, into the wine cellar, and down. Anything you'd like to do in that time other than just go through?
Nope.
Okay. So you guys go through. You end up down inside the Red Brand hideout. Which way would you like to go?
To the crypt room.
That was to the right and down that ornate hallway. We have
Yeah,
to be careful because there's that pit still that we have to go past.
I don't remember if there was another way in.
There are 2 ways in.
Look at Dr. Britannica over there.
That's the one thing I remember. And I got potatoes.
He's an encyclopedia. So the hideout looks a bit like this. So we've got. All right, so let's see if we can get this in the right spot. right, so you guys come in through here. We've got one Kaylin, we've got one Thieves, and we've got one Darren and Matthew's following you. Now, you do know that there is the secret door here. You also know that there's a door here that'll lead you down the ornate hallway towards the crypts.
On the map, on the map, on the map, on the map.
And there's a place you gotta go. I'm the one you need to know. I'm the map.
You're going to go through the secret door here?
This is the short route.
I got you, bro.
What's the short route? This?
The crypts are right there.
Oh, you're going to the crypts. You're not.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you guys get through the hallway. You pass by the pit easily enough.
Tanis isn't with us, so problems there.
Goes pretty smooth. I need all of you to roll perception checks.
Five.
I got a 15.
Okay. So, Kaylin is, still conversing with Darren and doesn't notice, but Carrick, you notice that the skeletons are resting in front of the 3 crypts like they were before. All of the crypts are sealed. They look to be like they are sealed, except the one that was blasted open with the fire and smashed. That one still shows the cracks and the wear, but the other 2 look like they've been pushed, sealed again, and the 3 skeletons are sitting out.
I turn around towards the group and tap them and like, guys, everything's been moved back to how it was before we came the first time. Skeletons need to back out. The crypts are sealed again. Either someone was here or the enchantment did something to make it go back to the way it was. Which probably means that if we go in there, we may be fighting skeletons again.
They didn't come alive until we touched one of the crypts, if I remember correctly. We also couldn't leave the room until we did, I think. Is that correct? Do you remember? No.
I thought...
Probably should have brought the dwarf. He knows how it works.
Dwarf was probably still sleeping.
Dwarf's hungover as fuck.
Yep, he is.
I'm thinking like as we approach them, because I was maybe passing towards the doors. When I first came in, I walked past them. I was going towards the door on the left. When they all woke up, and I don't know if people behind me approached first, or they just triggered because we walked past them.
Oh, the 2 of you, what do you guys, are you guys still in your cloaks, or have you taken them off?
The red cloaks?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm sure mine's been taken off at some point. I've slept like 3 times since then.
Okay. While you guys are doing that, I'm just going to assume that you guys will be down there for a while. I'm going to come back to the rest of everybody. So the 3 of you that are in town, what are you guys doing when you wake up?
What time is it?
We'll say it's probably around 9. So 3 hours after dawn, probably.
What's my condition after last night?
Good, not great.
Feel like a superhero, other than the fact that you have a splitting headache, kind of like someone tried to drive a dagger through the base of your skull, out your eyes. Also, looking around quickly, you notice you're missing 5 golden pence, and you're alone.
Am I clothed? Do I have clothes on?
Not currently, no.
I walk outside.
Can you please high five the first person you see?
I'm just gonna be shaking in the other bed in that room because he didn't realize I was there all night. Everything that happened. I'm just sort of like, oh god, oh, is it over?
No, once I step outside, I realized I have no clothes, so I sneak back in, and hopefully no one saw me, and I collect my things. And I realize my gold's gone, and I'm like, WTF.
Yeah. No one did see you, so that's fortunate.
That's good. No free shows today, folks.
I got one.
Yeah, definitely not a free show. It's apparently 5 pence. Also, Terrence, when you wake up, you notice that Kaylin is gone. I'm assuming that you two have a room.
It was a special moment.
These pencils suck.
Don't be so judgy.
You made it weird.
I noticed she's gone and head downstairs to try and find the rest of the gang to see if maybe she's down there.
Okay. So no one else from your party has really made their way downstairs yet. However, people are slowly beginning to wake up, and you smell just a greasy smell coming from the kitchen. It seems like a lot of greasy food. Sausage and bacon is being prepared.
McDonald's fries.
Run pasta.
It's a lot of greasy food. It's a lot of stuff is being prepared, and people are slowly coming to and trying to shake off the previous night's endeavors.
Well, I'm not sure where Kaylin went, so I guess I'll stop and get a bite to eat, as unhealthy as it may be, and try and wait and see if anybody else staggers down to figure out what we're gonna do next.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you're greeted by Phandlin behind the bar. It says, "Oh, it's good to see you awake. Help yourself. We'll be serving food, and obviously for you, there is the discount, so don't worry about it. We'll tally everything up, whenever you guys head out."
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And I go and hide in a corner.
It's okay. Two guys, what are you guys up to?
Wait, did I put my clothes on already? I don't remember.
Yeah, you got your clothes by now.
That's good. Sigurd's in the same room as me?
Yeah.
When did you get here?
I've been here, man. I've seen things.
What did you see?
Everything.
You're welcome.
By the way, that girl, Hank, she took off with some of your money this morning before you woke up.
I mean, I don't know if I remember, but it kind of feels like it was worth it.
Yeah. I'd say you got your money's worth. Oh, Zowie. I'm gonna shamble on downstairs.
Okay.
I'll follow.
See if anybody else is already down there.
Roll a perception check.
I'll follow behind him.
Like, does hungover require disadvantage or?
You're good. Or not hungover.
19.
Yeah, you make your way down, you scan the room quickly, you see a bunch of the similar faces that you saw last night that were drinking with you, but then you also see Lady Tanis kind of in the back corner, enjoying some food.
Tanis! Tanis!
A little bit further, but continue to eat my meal.
Very nice, Tanis. Let's go eat with her. I'm gonna stop off at the bar. Hey, Toblin, can you make me like a bloody Timora or something like that, man? I got a wicked hangover.
I sit next to Tanis and use my 2 fingers and pick just some form of food off her plate and put it in my mouth and be like, "Good morning."
Toblin,
It seems scarily like real life versus role playing. I'm just throwing it out there.
So Toblin says, I don't know if the goddess would appreciate you using her name like that, but I think I can whip up what I think you're trying to say.
Do you guys do Mary here? Is that I don't know what your jam is. I figured Time War was more appropriate.
Oh, whose username is Grog Strongjaw? Sorry, side note, that's the best username on Twitch ever.
Oh, I got excited. Yep. Yeah, just like some sort of tomato juice.
The drink that you were looking for.
Cool.
So, little hair of the dog, and you're feeling right as rain. Would you also like some food, or is that all you're gonna grab?
What are we looking at? I could do some bacon and like
Eggs, bacon, and sausage right now.
can we do like potatoes, like a little like hash browns or something?
I mean, not hash browns, but they'll bring diced potatoes.
There we go. Love
I'm
it.
just gonna bring you a potato and just set it on your plate.
How does food work? Like, do they understand the concept of ketchup and vodka and things?
McDonald's French fries.
Do you put vodka in your
I
ketchup?
like how you considered vodka as food.
Don't you? Come on, man.
Do you put vodka in your ketchup or what?
It's most. I mean, there are spices that you can put on things, but it's more of an actual like powder spice that you would put on things. And as far as vodka, probably not, but there are other. There's whiskey and ale and mead, and that's pretty common. Is also a ton of wine.
But not very good wine.
This establishment, but you have a fine bit of
Something. Cool. Yeah, that's potatoes and bacon's awesome. I'm down. And then whiskey is good.
Yeah. So Trilene, he sees what you want. He says, "Yeah, sit, and we'll bring it right over to you. Not a problem." Eventually, Trilena comes out. Oh, cheers! Here you go. Absolutely, have all the food you can have. I'll bring you. Do you require more drinks, or are you good, dears?
I think we're fine, thank you.
Then it's away. And we're gonna jump back to the ones in the crypt. So you guys are still there. There's skeletons. What are you doing?
I'm going to. Well, are we gonna go into the crypt now that we know everything's been put back?
I mean, you guys are already in there. You've gone through the double doors. You need to be in the room to see that everything's kind of back. And Darren says, "So you said this is not where they were before. They were sealed in one of these coffins, correct?"
This is how it looked when we came in the first time, but then when we left, we did seal them in one of the coffins. So someone's been here or something else is going on.
He strokes his beard, pondering.
Seen anything like this before?
Well, I have seen animated dead. Perhaps in this room that animates them.
That's what I assume, but it's a little concerning to me that they could get out of the coffin.
It depends on the enchantment. They can be quite strong when they're reassembled.
Well,
What triggered them before? Getting close to them, touching them, leaving the room? Should we just leave and assume that the enchantment is here, or do we want to try to find the source of the magic?
I would love to find the source of the magic.
Approaching them last time was what triggered them.
I'll have both of you roll Arcana checks.
Seven. I rolled 2 2s on my only 2.
25. I critted it and got a +5.
Okay, just say nat 20. This is the time when you say natural numbers.
Nat 8!
8. Natural 8. Heard it here first.
That's
All
like
right.
the 8th time, actually.
So you take a look around. You kind of
Just glad you brought me now.
into your mind to the area. You don't find anything. However, Carrick, as you start scanning and trying to sense the magic around you, you feel something underneath one of the tiles in the floor, probably a couple feet in front of you.
I'm gonna approach the tile and see if there's any way I can move it, or there's any sort of like
Okay.
maybe dig underneath it.
Upon closer examination, you see that the tile is actually loose. It looks like it's in position, but you could probably move it if you got your fingers underneath it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can fingers up and see if I can pry it up with just my hands.
Okay, so yeah, you get your fingers under there, you move the stone out of the way, and what you see underneath is a small, probably 6-inch tall, glowing orb that's set in the ground. Like I said, it's about 6 inches in diameter. It's set into a small concave cutout in the ground just below the tile, and it's glowing with a red glow.
Is it something that's light enough that my mage hand might be able to pick up?
You could certainly try.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. Well, I'm gonna try that before I just touch it.
Okay, sure. So you cast Mage Hand, your spectral hand reaches out underneath the orb and picks it up.
Okay. No one's dead yet. Okay, I'm going to, while it's holding it, I'm going to ask if anyone, either do I recognize anything more about it, or does anyone else recognize anything about what it is?
Roll an Arcana check with advantage because your sister is helping you.
Same number twice. 22.
Sure. So you inspect it. It appears that this is the object that is animating the skeletons in this area. It's emitting a spell from it. And it appears that it only has about a 20-foot radius, maybe 25 feet.
Do I know if it's safe to touch?
Oh yeah, you could touch it. It's not a problem.
Okay, so then I'm gonna grab it, and so my mage hand doesn't have to hold anymore. And like, as this is a thing that's enchanting the skeletons, if we move away, it should lose its ability to cast its power over the skeletons.
Do you think that's something wise to keep, or should we destroy it?
I would like to keep it to see if I can learn more about it, and then make my decision after that.
Very well. I would like to study it as well. Do you mind if I, for a second? Darren holds out his hands to you.
And I put it in his hands to make sure he has it. Got it, bro?
Yes. Darren holds it in one hand while he has his notebook kind of in his elbow, and he takes notes. He draws a quick sketch, notes the color, and holds it up and looks at it for a while, spins it in his hand. It's actually a fairly simple enchantment, it appears. It could work on other undead as well.
I asked him if he used to serve as a waiter, because that was a pretty dirty, like, being able to balance it while writing and spinning at the same time.
Well, if you weren't an elf, I could say that I've been adventuring longer than you've been alive, but I feel like that could be a lie.
It's cool, I'm the younger one, so it might be true.
A sense of humor. I like that.
So I take it back knowing that it might be able to enchant. other things. Do I know if it automatically does it, or I have to cast the spell to basically turn it on to enchant?
It would take you a bit more time to figure out how the enchantment works.
Okay. So then for the moment, knowing that, I'll take it, put it in my equipment bag.
Darren does reach out. He says, but before you put that away, let me just real quick. He places his hand over the top of it, and he says a couple words, and it ceases to glow. And what you see is a mostly foggy but clear orb in your hands. And he says, I don't think the thing should be bothering us now.
Perfect. That's even better.
I couldn't tell you the power word to make it work, but I can spell the magic that's currently on it.
I was going to say, can he teach me the enchantment that turned it off?
He thinks about it for a second and says, maybe. Let's see how this next bit of the exploration goes, and I'll see if I can help you out.
I'll make sure to remember that.
All right. So back to the three of you in the bar. You're sitting there, eating your meal. Some of you actually eating your own meal. What would you like to do?
So does anybody know where Kaylin and Carrick are?
I just woke up.
Negatory.
Awesome.
Like you.
Okay. Well, where do we want to go from here? Nobody really made a decision last night, and we've lost people now. We're shrinking.
Well, I have a quick errand to run this morning, but after that, I suppose we could head back to Barthen's and see if we can acquire that wagon we were missing. I don't know, or we can go chase after that. Better thought. Hey, Toblin.
Yes. What do you need?
Did you see a pair of elves walk out of here this morning? Our traveling companions?
No, I have not seen any walking out of here. Why? Are they missing?
I don't know if I'd go so far as missing, but missing to us, I suppose.
Well, I've only been up for maybe an hour. I didn't have as much fun as most of you, but I had enough.
Is anyone working early today?
The butcher's boy might have been out. He usually is up early in the morning. That's where we got our meat for the meat.
Where can we find him?
He lives just west of here, past the town square.
Okay. Well, I think we can find it.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's do that.
Can we make a stop by the blacksmith real quick on the way over?
Yes.
You can.
Perfect. I'm gonna saunter on over to the blacksmith.
Sure. When you get there, he is awake already, and it's kind of strange. You've seen this person before. He has a deep scar across his brow, and I'm saying you saw him before, after you commissioned him to make your work. You recognize him as the Bull.
Is Varian, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. the Bull.
Please. During the day, you can call me Roquette.
Roquette. I like it. Sounds French. I believe you were making something for me.
I didn't. It's a good thing that I had it done before this morning, or else I don't know if I would have gotten it to you. I sort of had my ass handed to me last night.
Yeah, that's our Varian when his quiver starts a quivering, you never know what's gonna happen.
He gives a mocking bow in your direction, Varian.
I curtsy.
Of course you do.
It's unfortunate that you had to be with this idiot, but you have the gold that I require.
I hand him 5 gold pence.
He takes them and he brings out a small 8-inch long by probably 4-inch wide by 2 inches tall mold that you required. It does weigh 4 pounds.
Sigurd can't move.
Actually, hang on. I have that open. How much did you say it weighed?
4 pounds.
4 pounds.
I can barely move.
You need to get rid of some of your stuff.
I did. That's, yeah, whatever.
See, P
Thank you,
time.
sir. This looks like it will work just nicely.
If it does not, please bring it back for modifications. I would be glad to help you out in any way that I can.
Did you say bring it back to one of my locations?
For modifications.
Modifications. I was like, holy shit, he's everywhere.
Franchise. Phandlin
You don't
franchise.
happen to have like a ladle that you'd use for pouring lead or anything like that, a spare lying around, do you?
For 5 silver squares, I'll give you one that it's old, but it might work.
Does it have some? Yeah, 5 silver. I'll take it. We'll try it. I love it.
Gives you over a small a melting ladle.
How much does it weigh?
Half.
Hang on. Woof. Still good. Barely.
I think now would be a great time to distribute some of that money.
Don't do it. I'll take it in platinum, please.
Oh, here is the 300 copper that
No.
Alright, so are you...
have your crayon mold and your melting ladle.
Guys, I'm all good here. You want to go try to find the butcher's boy, or just go wander around the square and see if anybody else has seen him?
Butcher's boy!
And we're off.
I hold up my hand in front of the bowl before I leave. How you gonna do this, Bull? How you gonna do this?
He gives an agitated look, but he raises his hand, his right hand, and goes towards your outstretched hand, and he slaps you across the face with his left. You suffer 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
I flip him 6 gold for I let him know I did some side betting for our fight, and better luck next time. I think you need this more than I do.
Roll a persuasion check.
You don't even have the gold yet from the bet.
I'll get it. Oh,
I don't know if you know that you actually bet it.
He takes the gold pence in his hands, kind of folds his fingers around them, puts them in a pouch at his side, and sighs deeply and puts his hand out to you.
I pull it away, slap him in the face, and run away.
He lets out a hearty laugh and continues pounding at the metal in front of him.
Yes.
Can you skip away instead?
I don't skip.
Did you guys level up last week?
Yes.
All right.
You did?
Our power levels are now 9,000.
Sigurd, I need you to roll an investigation check.
Yes, we did, Annie.
Have we entered the square?
I'm still level 2. You all are 3.
You have, yes. You're now back.
I'm level 3.
I think you leveled up too, Annie.
Winner.
We'll work through that.
That's a natural 2.
It's supposed to be an 8.
It takes you about a half hour to finally find the butcher's place.
Is that because you can't move fast enough to catch him?
Yeah.
Because I just had whiskey for breakfast.
He's so weighed down.
And I'm already drunk again.
Aren't we all together? Shouldn't he?
Yes, you are, but the cigarette's kind of leading this charge.
Okay.
So eventually you do find the butcher. And he comes out to greet you, kind of shakes his hands off, brushes up on his apron. Yeah. How can I help you?
We're looking for the butcher's boy. I'm assuming that's your boy or your assistant. Maybe
Yeah.
a boy that you keep in your steading.
What do you need Carl for?
Carl. Just wanted some information. He hasn't done anything wrong. We're just looking for someone and thought he might have seen him on his errands.
Carl!
Coral. Carl.
He's in trouble, guys.
Well, you have to take him away again, I guess.
Again.
Troublemaker, that one.
Well, boys will be boys after all.
Ain't that the truth? Yes, how can I help you?
Carl,
Probably
I'm sorry, how old?
14, 13.
Okay, I heard 4 the first time, so that's better. Carl, wondering if, looking for some information, wonder if you could help us.
Okay, what do you need?
Were you out delivering assorted smoked meats this morning to the village?
Well, I deliver raw meat. So,
Yeah, you do. By any chance, did you happen across 2 elves, probably wearing or dressed in robes, heading somewhere?
Well, I did see Darren on his way to the town square this morning. Does that help?
Darren, sure, probably. Where was he headed to?
The town square.
Just that's all. You didn't see him go past that point.
I was headed north on the road, so I saw him headed by. He waved to me, and I continued on my way.
Guys, if he was headed north, then Darren heading to the town square means that they're probably not at Barthen's, the temple, the inn, or Threll's house or anything up that direction.
You think they went back to the manor?
What the hell was that place that you and Cyrus kept going to? Maybe. Where does Darren? Hey, Carl, where does Darren live?
He lives on the north side of town. He's got a farm.
All right, so they probably weren't heading to his house either. Varian?
Got nothing.
You look over to Varian, and he is barely holding it together. He is quite hungover.
All right, Varian, never mind. Tanis, if he saw him in the inn and he was heading north, then no Barthens, no inn, no Threll's house, not going back to his own farm, not going to the blacksmith.
Maybe they're hanging out at town square.
Where are we? Is the butcher in the town square or near the town square?
It's pretty close to the town square. It's not on. It's west of the town square, probably just a house over. So there's a road running kind of in the same concentric to the town square. But it's the same that like Myrna's house is on. It's kind of a road that runs along the town square. I'm just gonna say your map is quite impressive if you know all the things that they're not at.
That was pretty good. The only thing I can think is it Carl? What is your boss dad? What
Boss dad.
do you
Boss
work
dad.
for this butcher, or is he your father?
Well, he is my father and my boss, so I both, I guess.
He is your boss, Dad.
Boss dad.
Is he still standing there, Ditto?
Yes.
Listening to this awkward conversation.
Hey, sir, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. My name is Sigurd.
I'm Carl.
Also Carl,
Well, this is Carl Jr.
like the hamburger.
Does he own the restaurant?
They're franchised with the blacksmith.
Makes sense. He's a butcher. I love it. Yeah. Okay. I won't forget that ever again. Carl, does Darren have any
Get curly
dealings in
fries.
this town that would require him to make early calls on regularly? Do you know?
Well, he delivers to the inn. He delivers to Barthen's. Sometimes to some of the surrounding farms.
What does he produce on his farm?
Darren?
Yeah.
Hardly anything. He barely produces crops.
So, okay.
I don't think farming is his true calling.
Well, guys, we could head back out to the square and see if anybody else happened to see them pass through. I'm thinking it's either went to see Halia, went to the Coster, or went back to the manor. I can't think of any other place he could have gone that they wouldn't have run into each other again.
I am game to go to the square to try and get more information.
Marion?
Yeah, let's look for clues at the square, gang.
Clues.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, that's Scooby-Doo.
I know. That's why we're the gang.
Cyrus, can I have you roll an investigation check?
She had her investigation.
22.
Okay. As you guys are leaving, with Sigurd in the front, Sigurd, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
That's unfortunate.
At least it's not Tannis.
That's unfortunate. Saving throw. That's even worse. 3.
3, okay. So you go to leave the butcher's establishment. What you did not see is the few feet of rope that had been tied about 4 inches off the ground in the door frame, and you trip and you fall hard right on your face. There's in front of you as you look up, not very high though, it's a smiling Cyrus.
Did I take damage for this fall?
You did not. Pride damage, at least 10.
Should be more careful where you're walking there, Sigurd.
Listen, little one, you and I have been friends for quite some time now. Don't mess that up.
Cyrus, where have you been? Last we saw you told us to bring the body back to the courtyard and then you left.
I'm going to skip up to Sigurd real quick while he's collecting himself before I address Lady Tannis and just boop him on the nose real quick. And then get out of arm's reach so that he can't smack me.
Sure.
I'm going to say that I can't roll against that because I'm still half hungover and half drunk. So I'll just accept that boop.
I needed to go see my family, Tannis, but I'm back to aid you guys in your quests. What's the plan? Where are we going? What are we doing? Y'all look like shit.
Yeah, we don't really have one. Varian won, but also got his ass kicked at the same time. Exciting stuff. And now we're trying to find Carrick and Kaylin because we sort of lost them. And now we're wandering around trying to find them.
Eric, while I was wandering around town, did I happen to see which direction they went to?
You did not. You've just recently gotten back, and all you managed to find on your way back from the west side of town once you saw them to get to the butcher's establishment.
Okay, I'm going to collect my little bit of rope while I'm talking to Tannis here.
Sure.
Well, did they say anything last night? Like, did they talk about anything they needed to do in town? I remember them going over to see.
Give me one. Just talk it out.
Okay.
Talk it out.
Goodbye. To see a priest lady whose name is something. Somebody help me out here.
Sister Grayley.
Thank you,
Tabitha.
Sister Grayley.
No.
Did she maybe send them on a quest?
Maybe, we're not sure. We just woke up and they were gone, and to be honest, last night was a bit chaotic and drunken. So we're not quite sure, to be honest. We're a little bit wandering about, but we'll figure it out.
I fist bumped Varian for last night, chaotic.
Well, maybe since that's the only lead I have as to people they know in town, should we go and check the temple?
Sure, we were headed to the town square anyway to see if anybody else had seen them, so I don't see any harm in stopping by the temple as well.
To the Times Square? Is that what you said?
Times Square.
I thought I said town square, but maybe I said Times Square. Who knows?
The town.
It's Monday, okay?
You live in New York at one time, and all of a sudden you think it's a big deal.
Just one day.
Keep on track.
We're going to the town square to go and see if anybody saw them / talk to the priestess to see if she sent them on some sort of quest.
Very well. So you guys make your way towards the town square. At this point, I'm going to jump back to you guys in the high.
Well, shall we continue down to the cave?
Agreed.
All right, so you guys continue out past the makeshift armory in towards the gap where Carrick, you first felt the presence.
Do I feel anything now?
I'm going to need both of you to roll wisdom saving throws with advantage.
All
right, both of you feel the icy chill reach back around the edge of your skull. You hear a voice. You dare show your face again here.
Yes, we do.
Did you say it out loud?
Do it.
Last I recall, I was attacked.
By a bugbear that we helped you defeat.
That's not what I meant. A spell.
You were about to attack one of our party. We had no choice, and in case you didn't notice, you recovered just fine from that.
Where's my treasure?
We don't have your treasure.
Well, then what do you have? I'll take
Information.
it. I care little for your information.
Is Darren hearing all this?
Darren is. He's deep in thought behind you. Not quite the same face that Carrick had the first time, but a bit in concentration.
I don't really know what that means, but
So he's not like sweating and like frozen in place like Carrick was, but he's concentrating deeply. And
he's still entranced, basically.
he's not entranced, no.
Oh.
He's just concentrating.
Get his meditation on.
He's not as resistant as you guys are to.
But okay, he's affected by the bugbear. He's not just thinking.
He's not moving.
I mean,
forward.
affected by the not bugbear, whatever the thing is.
Right.
The
Pretty
thing is,
badass bugbear.
For true. That's another thing. Both of you roll perception checks.
He is a bugbear.
No!
11.
I literally roll a 17 5 times in a row. Wait, but I get a 20 with my plus.
Yeah, obviously. So, I mean, you both look around and there's no bugbear. There's no red brands. As far as it looks, the cave is uninhabited. No evidence of a struggle.
You cleaned up after us.
Your flesh offering was sufficient.
Sufficient for what?
My meals. After my apparent slumber.
You was asleep for like a minute. You act like it was something.
Calling him out.
I didn't say that out loud.
You can read minds.
Get?
No, I thought it to us. Darren, what are you thinking?
Well, I think I know what this is. It's pretty clearly a Nothic.
I'm sorry, what?
A Nothic. It's an aberration. One eye, taste for flesh. Dangerous. If you stole from it, especially dangerous. I can't pinpoint its location in the dark, but I'm assuming it's on the ceiling somewhere. Aaron is scanning, looking, trying to find out where it is.
I'm gonna cast prestidigitation to make some light in there.
About where do you want the light? Directly in front of you or off to the sides?
Oh, it's only 10 feet off to the side. Or both sides, I guess.
Okay, so you create some light 10 feet in front of you. It lightens up the cavern a little, but I mean, you have dark vision, so it doesn't help that much.
Not me.
That's true. That's
Darren
true.
is struggling to see then.
Okay. Darren says, I've got him.
Since you know what this is, will he be a danger to anybody, or will he stay in this cave?
Well, I think he'll stay in this cave, and I think he's a danger to everyone who comes in this building.
Will he stay here even though there's no more food supply for him?
That's the problem. And all here. What are you talking about? Anything I should know?
How do you
You're still deciding.
How do you plan to survive now that your source of food is gone?
I haven't thought about it. I've got a supply. You might be nice.
Sure, but there's only 3 of us. And chances are that many people will come wandering into this cave. Now that the red brands are gone. So, not sure how long you'll last.
Do you plan on relocating me? Quite like it here.
Well then, not sure how long you'll last here. What are you proposing? We send you a source of food?
What would you need for that to happen?
Any treasure you have left?
You have taken from me everything.
Did you by chance ever overhear any conversations that Gladstaff might have had about Castle Seven Towers or someone with the symbol of a spider?
No. I mostly kept to myself. The red brands kept me happy, and I ate. I had shelters. You plan on feeding me?
Not sure I do plan on feeding you.
Well, then what is the point of this conversation? Let's have everybody roll for
I was
initiative.
gonna say, I think you're right.
Rolled an 18. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Can I take Jeff's roll? Like a swap?
20, 25.
21.
I got a 3.
No.
Oh wait, are we all? I want to roll 2.
No, you're not.
I beat.
Nope, too
I
bad I
got
got
an
a 6.
11.
15 to 20.
There's only 2 of us.
Yeah.
Beat you, Matt.
Who are you?
There's also Darren in the monster. That's 4.
Staring in the monster. What'd you
You
get?
already know, like, he rolled for them. He can see it.
What'd you get?
I got an 11. It goes all the way up to 11. And then it just stops. So that's like the highest you can get.
All right.
My own tap's never wrong.
Order, but you guys are going to have to wait because I spent a lot of time. So let's jump back to the 3 that are in town. What do you guys do?
Sorry, unmuting because the dog's still squeaking like a moron. Where are we? We're heading to the
We're
town.
heading to town square and also to talk to the priest.
We're heading to Times Square to see if there's anybody else around that may have been up earlier,
Okay.
and on the way to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Roll an investigation check. With advantage because you're being held.
15.
All right. So you take some time, question some of the people around the town square. No one really has any information to give you.
Marion, how's on a scale of 0 to about to fall off, how much quivering are you getting right now? Or are we still cold?
It's the quiverness is pretty steady right now.
Sounds like we're on the right track. To that temple then, I suppose.
All right, so you guys approach the temple. For a typical day in Phandlin, it's actually quite empty. The doors are open as they usually are. Sister Gurelia is running around doing her normal praying and offering aid to people around her, and administering the rites. There are some of the dwarves have not gone to the mines and have actually stayed back and are preparing everything once again for burial ceremonies.
Excuse me, sister. You have a minute.
Yes. How may I help you, Sir Dwarf?
We're I'll kind of look around. Has she pulled away from the rest of the, like, if we're in the entrance, are we near other people?
You currently are near other people.
Can do we have somewhere we could talk semi-privately?
Yes. Just come back to my office with me. It's just over here. We'll go quickly. While we're on the way, what do you need? Or do we need to wait till we're in private, or what are you thinking?
Prefer to wait until we get there.
Okay, sure. So she kind of rambles on as you get down the main aisle and over off to the left to her study.
Sister Gurley is a human?
No, she is not. Sister Gurley is an elf.
That's unfortunate.
Why?
I was hoping she was a dwarf.
Sure.
One more time.
No.
All right, we're in the study, I'm assuming. Sister, have you seen Carrick or Kaylin recently? About all this morning, at least?
Well, I was up this morning early for meditation, and I think I saw. They're your two elf friends, right? I'm not very good with names, but I try.
Yes, the two elves, I believe. The male was here studying some text for quite some time.
Fairly attractive, that one, but I wouldn't. Please don't say that. Just forget I said it. Saw them in the town square.
Did you perchance catch which way they were headed?
They headed east, towards the manor this morning, or very early. Why?
Were they with anyone?
Well, there was Darren. He was with them, but I think he's usually a pretty trustworthy person. Why are they in trouble? Have you?
No trouble. I'm sure they're fine. We just they told us that they were heading out this morning and running some errands, and we just wanted to double check to make sure that they were headed where we thought. So no big deal.
Yeah. Well, while I have you here, have any of you looked into the thing, the thing that I wanted you to look into, or is?
We have not. It's good that I caught you. Actually, I was wondering if I could get more information on that. I don't mean to speak low of my elven party members, but they don't provide us with a whole lot of meaningful information on exactly what you were asking for. I was told there may be some banshee that had a book that you were looking for, but that's about all I got, and that's not really going to help me to take us anywhere. So, can you elaborate on that at all?
Real quick, does anybody have the jeweled comb?
Have a what?
Okay, cool, good. I didn't think so. So she says, "Oh yes. So there's a banshee near Connieberry, and she has a spell book, or so I'm told. I was tasked to retrieve it, but as you can see from my limp that I've had for a week, I wasn't able to get there, and I wasn't able to get it. So, I tried, but I wasn't the right person, I guess. So I was hoping you could help me."
The banshee is near where now? I'm sorry. And whereabouts is that?
That's east up the Tribord Trail, just a bit. Many miles. I don't know. I'm not good with that sort of thing. And she kind of stumbles through her notes and looks for a map and tries to find what she's looking for.
Hey, Sigurd, isn't the tower we want to go to heading east anyways?
It's definitely north out of here, back up the trail, and
Look, I found my notes. I'm sorry. I think it's maybe 90. No. That's not right. Sorry, the scale's wrong. It's 45 miles, maybe ish. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not great along the Tribord. It was a long journey on horseback, but I know it's up there.
And then east from the trail?
Yes, east on the Tribord.
And what exactly is this place? Is this a town that she's in, or?
Well, it's an old abandoned town. Connieberry hasn't fared well, and there's been invaders, and there's been, the banshee problem. So, not many people like to go there. But You know what? I heard that to get the spellbook from the Banshee, you need a trade. I have this to trade in, but I just don't feel that I have the right words. I'm not persuasive enough. And Sigurd, she hands you a jeweled comb. It's silver with a few gems inset on either side. It is quite beautiful.
And how exactly does this work? We just barter for your spellbook?
You know, I don't know. I think that's how it works. That's kind of what I was told. That I would just go there and give her this, and she would give me the spellbook. But it didn't work for me, so I don't know. But I know that this is probably an acceptable gift to give her, if you could.
And this spellbook was yours?
No, it was never my spellbook. It was an old wizard who had the spellbook, and he had a lot of spells. And my organization thought that it could be helpful, but I really don't know.
Could you give us a minute, sister? I need to talk to.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to go to prayers anyway. You can stay in my office. I'll come back in just a little bit.
Thank you. Guys, what are we thinking on this? Cyrus, I think you're right. This is probably the general direction of the castle, best we can guess, but I was led to believe the castle may not be quite this far north. Although she doesn't seem to have a clue what she's talking about as far as distance goes, so it might be right outside of town.
Well, she's saying it's, 45 miles. It's pretty far. I thought the castle was only like 30 miles north of here.
Well, she started with 90, so pretty sure it could be 10 feet, and she's not going to know. Anybody...
Do we want to take her possession on the off chance that we don't actually help?
Thoughts? Dennis? Marion?
Seems like very vague information.
Has literally anyone seen a map since we entered this town anywhere?
No.
You ask at the tavern. I mean, they've got to have something to give people directions, right? Or the inn where people stop and stay for the night. Wouldn't you think that would make sense?
That's a good point. Maybe Barthen sells a map. Probably wouldn't be complete, but whatever they're at least aware of, or general idea.
I'm sorry, I must have missed. What's the benefit of us doing this?
Oh, shit.
To help someone in need. You always need to get something out of it, Varian.
We're not altruistic.
I just need to know. I'm just wondering what the need is, or what their need is.
That Sister Grayley comes back and says, "Well, was that enough time? I'm sorry. I'm very bad with time. Is there anything else you need to know?"
Sister, I don't know how to put this other than if we're going to risk our lives with a Banshee, we don't generally work for free, and as I said,
I didn't expect
exactly forthcoming.
Did I not tell you that I will give you 3 potions of healing for your work?
Oh. I whispered to Varian. That's gotta be worth at least 50 gold, I think. I don't know.
I'm not really worried about payment. I'm worried about motive. Of why do you want this Banshee taken care of? I haven't been filled in on what's the issue here.
Oh, okay. Well, so this mage, Agatha, I believe is her name. She has a spell book, and the people who sent me here, in the temple, they feel like this might be a very good thing to have. He was a mage of note, and he maybe had a lot of advanced spells that he was working on, and I think that they want his knowledge.
So, a bad guy, a bad thing has powerful knowledge, and you don't want that person to have that, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Banshee could... I don't even know if the Banshee can use spells, but if they have the spell book, someone else could get it, and we need to get it first so that, we have it, not anybody bad, and things like that, yeah.
Okay.
We've seen...
Sigurd, I'm gonna, do, this sort of motion to get you to come close here.
I hold up my shield between us and sister.
Okay.
One of silence.
That's not obvious at all, you know.
It's whispering is pretty obvious in and of itself.
I don't think that we have any idea what's going on enough to make a decision about this. I think we should give her back the item, and if we happen upon this banshee on our travels, then, you know, we'll take care of it and collect the reward. But what's to say having this item to trade is even going to get, you know, this spellbook for us anyways? You know as well as I do, it's probably going to come down to a fight.
Sounds to me like an item of this value must have some sort of reminiscent quality to this banshee and would allow us to take care of this through diplomacy. And being that none of us have ever seen a banshee, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, I don't know you well enough, we're not going to have a clue how to fight it.
Well, I wanted to get an item to have some sort of diplomacy to deal with Glassstaff, and look at how that turned out.
Glassstaff was destroying my brethren, and that was not going to be okay.
I peek my head between the shield and their body real quick and be like, what are you guys talking about?
I will not accept dwarven losses from anyone. He needed to be put down.
I'm not denying that he should have been put down at some point, but now we also don't know what that item is and what use that could possibly be to us.
Maybe it's the same item. Glassstaff was a wizard, right? He could be looking for a spellbook.
So
Maybe this is a spellbook
everything.
we should have. We have wizards. I say we go after it. If it's at all remotely on the way to the castle, we can stop by. If not, we'll try to pick it up after we find my cousin.
The castle's north, and that's east. I think that we're better off going and looking for your cousin.
Well, the trail is north out of the town, and it would be east off of that, which I believe is our general idea of where the castle is as well.
I interrupt and say, due to the fact that the whispering really doesn't work super well, I'm going to say that we should go find Carrick and Kaylin first, because regardless of whether they, you know, have more information where we should not go get this, or we go after this banshee, they're going to know more and be more helpful as far as magic and everything, so we're going to need them. So that would be the next step, and then we can decide once we have them.
So do we take the comb or leave it here and tell her we'll be back?
All I'm saying is if we decide not to do this, I would feel better if we would return it.
That's
If you
fine.
can promise me that, then I'm down for whatever.
I don't think it'd be a problem to return it if we don't do it,
I think it...
unless you disagree.
I'm just gonna casually say to nobody, well, it seems that a lot of money has gone missing here, so I don't know that I can trust everybody in this party to,
I feel like there's like what's a more pressing matter here? Should we more actively look for a missing person, or try to find a book for these people?
Ow!
Do we
the
feel
longer
like-
we wait,
do we
the
feel like
more of a chance that Gundren's going to be dead.
Do we feel like this book is going to help us in any way finding this immediate threat to somebody, possible threat to somebody's life that they're missing?
How many days has it been since Gundren's been missing, Sigurd?
3, I think we said.
Probably
4?
4 now. It's the next morning, so
Around
5.
that 4th, yeah.
4.
Should be 5 as of today.
And we know there was blood. I mean, how long do we want to wait? How soon
So-
till he bleeds
alright.
out?
I'm putting the shield back. Sister, I'm going to give you this comb back for now. We need to speak to Kaylin and Carrick to discern what they feel about the situation. I'm not positive that we can handle this at this time.
Please? I mean, this is something that I can't do myself. I need help.
Let me ask you this. If we take it with us, can we do it later?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I just need the book at some point. It doesn't have to be right now. But please help me.
How heavy
What is your
this?
timeline?
Well, I mean, I guess it could be anywhere in the next 2 weeks. It doesn't need to be right away. I just need to have it done.
Do you know how heavy this item is?
It's like half.
No.
Relatively certain he can hand it to somebody else.
Nope.
4, 6, 7. Okay, that's getting rough.
Sigurd, would you like me to hold on to this?
Cyrus, hold on to it. I'm not sure we can get it done in 2 weeks, but We'll try.
Either way, I'll be coming back to Phandlin, so if we can't do the quest, I can return it.
Sister, we'll do what we can.
Oh, thank you. It means a lot to me. I never learned your name. I'm sorry. What are all your names?
I'm Sigurd.
Okay, yeah.
Tannis.
Okay.
Cyrus Brambleweed, pleased to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
Very in the great.
We all laugh at that.
Okay. Marion,
I curtsy.
Guys, sister, I don't mean to keep you. I know you have prayers and things to attend to, and we need to go head east, I believe.
Very well. Let me know where your travels take you. Thank you. And she reaches her hands out to Varian, Tannis, and Sigurd, and cast aid on you.
Nice. What level?
I was gonna make a bad joke. Oh no.
First level.
Yep.
Wait, does that mean like I heal up some? Because I'm like super dead.
Temporary hit points.
No, you're at full health right now.
I am?
Yes.
How long does it last?
Well, that's good, because I was at 1, or so I thought.
Your hit point maximum is increased by 5, and you heal to that amount. All right.
By 5?
Yes, by 5. We're gonna jump into combat with the siblings. You're not entirely sure, but you're pretty much about there.
Surely I can see it. Okay.
It's up on the ceiling, though.
How high is the ceiling? Could I touch it or no?
The ceiling is 20 feet. And the order is Kaylin, you're
Yeah.
first.
I figured.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I have ridiculous.
Yep. Ridiculous.
Interesting. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to cast Magic Missile
Okay.
on the Nothic.
Sure.
It's a second level spell. Which is
4 missiles. And at this point, sorry, now that you are, you're level 3, you can choose the shape of your magic missiles.
five. That's 9.
Butts.
7.
Shape of butts.
Small unicorns. Badgers.
What shape?
Jackal.
Jackal. Feet. Many feet.
Basically has to be a projectile.
Pointed feet.
They look like darts,
Okay. So, you form
not pointy feet.
form 4 inch long darts, and you throw them out. They streak through the cavern, winding around the stalagmites and stalactites, and strike their target. You hear a, "That's how it's going to be. Very well." Darren is up, and he's going to move past you.
Wait, how much damage did he take?
That's Carrick.
Oh, that is not the right person. This was intended to be like this.
Man, that's how I end up in front all the time. It's not my fault. It just puts me there.
So he moves in, he places his hand on himself, and you see a small shimmer of light surround him.
Captain America.
And he just, he stands there and pulls out his longsword. Carrick, you're up.
I'm going to also No, I'm going to use one of my charges on my staff of defense and cast mage armor.
What?
Whoa! So you
I almost didn't do it because that's like weird. I almost just like ran at him, but I figured.
you hold your staff out in front of you. You rub your hand along the top of the.
Oh, I like this rubbing thing. Now I'm down with his staff.
You rub your hand along the top of the glass sphere, and as you do, a shimmer of armor coats over your body. Would you like to move?
Or do you want to cast magic missile in the shape of darts?
I can't. Can I also attack now too?
No, that is your action to cast.
How far away am I from this guy?
25 feet.
But he's
Oh
still...
no, I'm good.
Okay, cool. So it's now the Nothic's turn.
Wait, can I step slightly in front of Kaylin? So, because I know my armor is now better than hers.
Sure, you do. And the Nothic then moves, crawling through the stalagmites towards you, winding his way. He drops down to the ground in front of you. Here in your head, die! And he slashes out with one of his claws. That's a 16.
My armor class is a 16.
So that does hit. You are going...
tie goes to the attacker?
Yes. So you take 6 points of slashing damage as his claws rake through your magical armor, and there's a slight seam, and it tears through the magic armor as his claw comes through. Then he brings his other claw back, 21 against AC, rakes across your chest again. You suffer 5 points of slashing damage.
Is it too late to cast shield?
You can on the second attack.
Okay, I was gonna answer the first one, and you move so fast. If it's too late, that's fine. I'll wait.
Yeah,
I didn't say it fast enough.
Declare it as the reaction of him actually attacking you. But then he looks into your face with his one eye as he stands above you. I need you to make a deception check.
So I've taken 11 points of damage.
You have, but I need you to make a deception check.
Oh shit.
Stupid pants got in the way.
Still have the
I
charge
rolled a
music on.
2.
Okay.
No, I rolled a 1 total.
Okay.
It's a big difference there.
You have to reveal one fact or secret about yourself.
I really don't like corn dogs.
Is that Carrick or is that Zach?
Also, how can you not like corn dogs?
The bread's so bad. It's
Yeah.
so bad.
What is wrong with you? That's like an all-American food right there.
That's like my favorite.
Okay.
Secret about Carrick.
Carrick. Okay.
I care about Zach.
When Carrick was around the temple elf, I don't remember her name. It's cool. I didn't ask. He felt an attraction towards her.
Carrick got a boner.
I was gonna say chubby, but since I'm bleeding out, it seemed like an inappropriate time.
Kaylin, you're up.
Guys, Lake House weekend, all corn dogs every night for dinner.
All
Disgusting.
chubbies.
Eric, is my mage armor still standing, or is that slash like the split in it? Does that mean anything?
It is. Both of the claws kind of slash through and tear openings in your mage armor, but they close immediately.
Okay.
I'm going to cast burning. I'm going to step around a little bit.
Yep.
so I don't want to be right next to it. I just want to be able to cast. Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Cast Burning Hands without hitting everybody else.
Yeah. Okay. You're good. So you put your two thumbs together. You reach out in front of you, and you cast Burning Hands.
He has to get a dex saving throw.
15.
Yeah. Okay, so half of 3d6.
Okay.
I go casting Mage Armor did nothing for me.
That's 10, so 5.
Okay. It looked like you rolled 2 6s from the handle.
I wish.
All right, so the flames kind of extend out from your hands and washes over the Nothic. You can hear in your head his screams of pain as the flames wash over him.
I'm going to step back behind Carrick.
Okay.
Yeah, tanking.
Protect me!
Darren is then going to move forward with his longsword drawn and take a slash at the back.
You better rip this guy up.
Nothic. So the sword comes down and it hits the back of the Nothic, but it does no real damage as it clacks off a couple of his spines on the way through. Darren, frustrated, reaches out his left hand towards the Nothic. I gotta remember which is which. The Nothic does not succeed his check. I mean, you see a channel. The tattoos, the fire tattoo along Darren's left arm lights up as he touches the back of the Nothic. And you just see flames spread along the back of the Nothic as Darren touches him, dealing 2 points of fire damage.
2 points.
Carrick,
Shady.
what are you doing?
I'm gonna cast second level magic missile into him.
Sure. What's the shape of your magic missile?
Can they be eagles?
Not really.
Pointy things, Zach.
Can they be
Snowballs.
ninja stars?
I'll allow it.
Yes.
Wait, do they know what ninjas are?
I'll allow it.
You're not even in the cave.
The ninjas eat corn dogs.
That means I have 4 of them now, right?
Yes, you're casting at level 2, yeah.
Okay.
$14.
14. Okay. So you push your hands together, pull them back, and you create 4 small stars. And then you throw them forward. All of them dig into the Nothic's hide and kind of push into his chest. He screams out in pain and says, "You're next!" And he lashes out with his claws. I have 15 against AC.
16.
One claw slashes, but just bounces off of your armor as it shimmers in front of you. Then I have the second claw comes back and swipes through. I have an 18 against AC.
That is it. At what point can I cast the reaction shield? Is it too late now for that?
You can do it right now, yeah.
Knowing that it's gonna connect. Okay, I'm gonna take and use 2 more. What are they called? Charges from my staff and
Rub
cast
the head.
shield on myself.
All right, so you once again rub the orb quickly. You see the second claw coming towards you. As you do, it casts a small shield in front of you. So the second claw just impacts the shield, doing no damage to you. Kalen. At this point, the Nothic is actually... that's a terrible spot. He's just going to stay right there.
How does he look?
He does not look fantastic.
Not very descriptive. It's
Like he could use a little blush, maybe some.
I mean, he's bleeding from his chest pretty good at this point.
okay.
There are singed burn marks on him. He's holding up, but not great.
I'm gonna try to finish him off with a magic missile.
Level.
Just first level.
Okay.
Not it.
That's 6 plus 5 is 11.
All right, so once again, you form this time 3 darts, and you throw them up over the top of your brother. They streak up towards the ceiling and then down, sticking into the Nothic. He lets out a as he falls dead to the ground.
Woohoo!
Eric, you got a hole in your armpit.
Yeah, I know.
I call it the magic missile hole because every time someone throws a magic missile, we need to see it.
Never
What
win.
if that was made by a magic missile?
It was. So the Nothic is dead.
I'm gonna say, you guys okay?
I'm gonna walk up to him and be like, "Who's the bitch now?"
I think what you meant is, who's the bitch now? But yes, I understand what you're saying. So Darren says, well, I'm fine, but it doesn't look like your brother is doing too well.
He acts like he is, but maybe that's just the shock.
I could be doing worse. I can walk it off.
Oh, Darren, was that the outcome you were hoping for in coming here?
No, I suppose it wasn't, but that's the only outcome you can expect after we're attacked. I wonder if there's anything else down here that we should be made aware of.
For sure we got all of his treasure. We were kind of in a rush last time.
I mean, you can check. I don't know where he keeps his treasure.
I'm gonna just look over the body,
Okay.
just for my own knowledge, and if there's anything weird, I want to see it.
Sure. Roll an investigation.
Can I cast Prestidigitation to see if I can see down in the pit where that treasure chest is at to see if there's anything still down there?
Yep.
Without climbing down?
Roll a perception check.
I got a 9.
9. You check over the body. It's scaled high with spikes. There, he would be keeping anything. He's basically an animal.
Zach rolled an 8.
I also just
Nat 8! But like plus 12.
Woo!
So I nat 20 that.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So you look down. All you can see from your vantage point is the cave floor in the crevasse and an empty open chest.
Crevassier.
So it's chest naked.
It's chest naked.
Guys, it's chest naked. So everybody knows.
Not sure I know what you mean by that.
Just ignore him.
I tend to do so.
Me too.
Have a lot of you explored over that direction? He points towards the east.
Like across the bridge.
Yes.
No, our time was cut short last time.
would you like to see if there's anything in that direction?
But before we go anywhere, I walk up to my sis. Yeah. Yeah. Dirty magic missile. Now we can go. We're good. I'm ready.
Okay. I was wondering. And then Darren follows you as you head across the bridge, and what you see ahead of you is a set of stairs that lead down probably 10 feet down a level. They're stone cut into the cave.
Sure.
Okay, so you guys head down. Once you get down to the landing, you've got a door to your right and a door to your left. And then I'll let you think about that, and we'll jump back into the other group. What are you guys doing?
We're still heading on the way towards the manor.
Okay, so you guys are headed towards the manor.
That was the last direction we got, and we have no idea what happened to the wizards.
Okay, how are you guys planning to head in?
Can I check to see if there appears to be recent disturbance near there?
Sure, make a survival check.
Try again. That's a... Oh no, that's not as unfortunate. 10.
There has been recent disturbance, but you're not sure if that's, this morning, yesterday. You've got a lot of footprints of a crowd of people along the road. You're not sure what time it was.
Guys, I didn't see much. You want to head in?
I believe we should.
Can't you do that thing with your voice? What if you just yell really loud and see if they respond?
And anybody else, any bad guy that might be in there, definitely aware of our presence.
Didn't we already clear that out? There's no bad guys.
Actually,
Bad guys can't come back.
what if we go back in through the
Sorry.
entrance we came out?
We've cleared this out. You can't come back here.
Yes.
Which way did the mob go in? Maybe they saw something and that's why they went back. We should probably follow that same path.
Well, most of the dwarves went in through the secret entrance that we discovered was an exit. We could try.
But they weren't with the dwarves. I was with the dwarves. Did you guys go in the front?
Oh yeah, the mob went in the front.
Well, that's also where Darren had gone. So I would say that they're probably back looking for something that they had seen on the way. We should probably go that direction.
All right, so quickly, I'm going to jump back to you guys. How's you guys doing down there?
I'll just pick away and go to the right.
Okay. So you open the door, and in front of you, it appears to be a wizard's workshop. It looks like there's an alchemical setup in front of you. Lots of glass beakers and there was a fire at some point, but it's gone to coals now. Something was boiled, but there isn't anymore. It looks like somebody was working on something in this area.
Look like there's any finished potions or product or whatever they were making.
Make an investigation check.
That's the third 2 I've rolled tonight, which is a 7.
Sure. So you take a quick look around. What languages do you speak?
Can you make me list all of them? Common, Elvish, Draconic, Dwarvish, Goblin.
Ah. Okay. So you find a book written in Dwarvish. It's a tome that's kind of sitting on a shelf, but it's recently been removed. A lot of the other books are a bit dusty, but this one is not. So you find that. You also find among the alchemicals that there are, there's a few things that could probably be salvaged. Darren comes up behind you though before. Well, yeah. Before you have a chance to look at any of that, you go grab the book, but he moves over to the reagents and he grabs 3 vials and holds them. Some of them there's a coarse powder. One of them's like a silvery liquid. One of them's a greenish liquid. You're not sure what any of that is.
The silvery one isn't familiar.
I mean, ask him to see it. But you just know that those are the things that he picked up from the table.
Darren, what are those that you just grabbed?
Well, these look like some sort of reagents, mixing agents that somebody was using to try and make potions of some sort.
Do you know what they are? You grabbed those 3 specifically out of everything else.
Oh, these ones look to have value. The silvery one here, mercury. The powder here, it's a dark purple. I think it's nightshade. And the greenish, I believe, is dragon bile, but I could be wrong on any of those. And he kind of stops his sentence and starts jotting down notes in his journal.
It's a dragon
bile.
I'm gonna flip open the tome that I found.
Sure.
What is it?
So it appears to be a sort of diary, a journal of an adventurer whose name is Ermon.
URMON?
Yep. It's kind of written in kind of freehand. There's paragraphs, but there's notes kind of hidden in and arrows pointing to things and sketches. It's really kind of like a journal that you have. There's no spells in this one, but there's a lot of information, details about certain places, events, items, things of that nature. Both of you roll intelligence checks.
You just completely cut out. Do I need to do something?
Intelligence check.
No.
Seven.
Both of you kind of open your journals, your books. You read a little bit. You try to find these names, but neither of you can really find anything. And he turns to you and he says, well, I don't know what someone would be trying to make with these 3 things. I do know, however, that these are valuable. I feel like we could split them 3 ways. What would the 2 of you like? I personally would prefer the knight.
I would take the dragon's bile.
That's fine with me.
Okay, so you end up with a vial of dragon bile. You end up with a vial of mercury. Both of you can mark those down. They each weigh about half a pound each. You don't really know the value.
Tome weigh.
Tome weighs 2 pounds.
Eric, how much did the enchantment crystal or ball, whatever, weigh?
1 pound. And when you write that down, just write it as an orb of animate dead.
I'm gonna look around the room again, see if there's anything else that looks significant.
All right, make an investigation check with disadvantage. You've already searched it.
That's gonna be an 8.
So you look around, you don't find anything else of, interest. But Darren says, well, I think we should be getting back to town. How about you?
No, what about the door on the left?
I mean, we could explore it, but I think we found all the valuables here. Obviously, Glassstaff was trying to make potions of some sort, and this is his laboratory. I mean, we found the one book that he was researching. We found his ingredients. Eventually, one of us will come up with something, right?
My guess
Right,
is journal will have a lot. We'll time to sit down to read it.
He looks over. What language is it written in?
Dwarvish.
That's a bit out of my realm of expertise. You have a dwarf with you, don't you?
We do, but I also speak Dwarvish. Maybe not as well as our dwarf, but
No. Well,
we can sit down together and see what we can come up with.
I bow to your superior knowledge.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go open the door on the left.
He has a slight smile on his face when he says that to you. You go to the door on the left. You open it up. In front of you is it appears to be just a common room. It's got a table and a few chairs. But that's about it.
Came, I saw, I turned back around and head over to the, I guess,
There's a
alchemy room, and
There's a couple of cots. There is something on the table. You're not sure what it is because it's about 25 feet away at this point. There's a couple of chairs that have kind of been overturned. A small sleeping bag off to one side.
I guess I'll walk in and go through the sleeping bag and check the table to see if there's anything worth taking because I'm already in there.
Sure, roll an investigation check.
Nat 20.
Of course, sure, why not? Okay.
On point today.
Yeah, I guess. So you rummage around for a bit. You manage to find 22 silverish colored pens. You're not really sure what they are. The only currency you've seen in pence has been gold. This is a silverish color, but it's not the color of silver either. You also find
Is it the color of platinum?
It's not, actually.
Oh.
You also
Silver colored pence.
You also find a set of golden earrings that have a small ruby inset in each one. They're ruby studs, basically.
Kind of sounds like me because that's my birthstone for my month.
They look magnificent in your ears, Carrick.
Yeah.
So after you guys do that, you head out of the manor and on your way down the road back towards town.
Do we go back through the winery?
Yes, you do.
Can I just roll a check just to see if there's
Sure.
a bottle of A Port in Any Storm just lying around?
Yeah, roll an investigation check.
If I don't nat this one, I'm going to be pissed.
8.
$16.
You look around, you know what the bottle looks like at this point, and you manage to find a bottle of Any Port in the Storm.
But it's empty.
It's not. It's actually.
It's going to, while we're walking by, just kind of...
Yeah, sure. So you guys walk down and you meet on your way Cyrus, Sigurd, Varian, and Tanis walking up towards you.
Hi, gang.
Good morning.
We followed the clues. We found you.
Well,
Why were you guys down here?
why did you waste your whole day doing that?
Because you didn't tell us where you were going.
What time is it? Like 10?
We would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those mangly
Nope.
kids.
Wow, so it's probably about 11 at this point.
Well, it took a little longer than expected, but we weren't leaving right away in the morning anyway. We would have met back up with you.
Well, we had a fun time running around town anyway, and we found out more about the Banshee from Sister Grayley. So it wasn't a, and we got a some sort of mold from the blacksmith, which might be of further use in the future. So it wasn't a complete waste of time.
Same here. I got a bottle of a port in any storm.
Why did you guys go back?
Bottle of port in any storm.
Why did... I don't buy that. Why didn't you wake us?
Well, we didn't have that much time in the manor last time, and the Nothic was still there. We wanted to just investigate it more. We did find out that it is a Nothic, and I can tell you all about it if you're curious.
I'm sorry. This is my fault. I didn't think that Kaylin would keep this from all of you. I figured she would let you know that I wanted to investigate.
Not your fault she didn't wake us. I have no hard feelings towards you, Darren.
And I apparently sleep extremely deeply.
Kaylin's the new Cyrus.
You guys are not I promise you. The Nothic has been dealt with. And we did find some a lab of glass staffs on our way back out. I found this tome. Sigurd, could I have your help later translating it? Looks like it's Dwarvish. And I'd be very curious what he was trying to make in there.
I can take a look at it.
Did you guys find anything to help figure out where we should head next?
No, there was nothing else in there.
All right, so we're back to our original question: is where to now?
But what did you guys find out about the Banshee, and you started talking about that?
We found out that we don't need to get to that right away. I think collectively we decided that finding Gundren is more of a pressing priority since we don't know if he's dead or not.
Banshee's name is Agatha, best of my knowledge.
Did you figure out what we need to give her? I know Sister Grayley wanted me to come back and talk to her about that.
Cyrus?
I hold up the comb.
Supposedly there's some sort of negotiation that needs to take place.
She has some frazzled hair.
We, I don't know
Hands
much
are the
about
worst.
Sister Grayley, but it's not her spellbook. And it sounds like it's pretty powerful. And I'm not sure we should give it to her if we can acquire it.
Felix and or Karen, should you look at this comb to see if it has anything magical about it? I highly doubt we're just handing over your regular Bic comb.
Sure.
Sure,
Any stray hairs?
I can take a look at it.
Just in case. Just to see what we're giving up. Or what we're
this Bic you
negotiating.
speak of?
Trying to use identify on it.
I'm just holding it, but I didn't hand it over. It's just in your eyesight.
I don't have that prepared, so no.
You don't have it prepared?
I'm just investigating.
So
it
roll
right
an
now.
investigation check.
Um,
So
I can't roll anything
you
over
take a
4.
quick look at it. It doesn't appear to have any apparent magical properties, but it does look valuable.
I have to look at this more when I have more time.
Okay, well, it'd be worth figuring out everything we can about it before we start trying to negotiate with the Banshee with it.
I agree. But first, I agree. I think Gundren is the priority.
As you wish.
Well, as you wish, I believe this is your cousin.
All right. So where does that mean we need to head?
North.
What
North
happened?
of town.
Well, if you all are attending to matters, I will bid you adieu. I have my farm to attend to. I have notes to take. Kaylin, it was a pleasure. Carrick, it's nice to have you along as well. And he walks away.
I'm sure I will see you soon.
I look forward to it.
Darren,
Guys.
Adieu.
Darren, wait up.
He gets a little farther away, but he stops and waits for you to come over.
We didn't have much success yesterday trying to find mode of transportation other than our own feet to get out of this place. You have any suggestions?
Well, Barthen's usually has a horse or two, maybe a wagon, but I'm not sure how long he'd let you have those. You might be able to get away with it, though. Other than that, you're going to have a tough time. He's the only one with a set of stables.
What about Lenine?
I mean,
She's got the store. I have to assume she transports goods somehow.
Lynene does have the store, but she usually has a courier bring the goods and take them away from her.
The courier is not from Phandlin.
Courier comes in from Neverwinter.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Anything else?
That's it.
Strength and honor.
All right, so let's head and see if we can figure out how to get transportation to head to the very vague north that we're heading to. Does anybody need any other supplies while we head into town before we head out?
You could do some rations. Sounds like we'll be out there for at least a few days.
You think instead we could get that cart and ox back from Sildar?
Hey, Carrick,
Yeah.
can I have you roll an intelligence check for me?
I thought we delivered it to Barthen, that cart and ox.
We did, and I believe Sildar took it again to take the body to Neverland. So that one is not an option, although maybe he'll have a different one.
What'd you roll?
I won the shit out of that. So
Like you won it?
technically it's a
You know, everybody's talking and you're trying to think back to your notes.
it would be a 6, but
Boy. 1 second. Hey. Stop it.
Run away.
So you think back to the notes that you read about where the castle is located and things of that nature, and then your mind starts to wander. Wait a second. Was Darren hitting on your sister?
okay, I'm glad someone else thought it besides me. I mean, in my own head.
And you just lose your train of thought and get caught up in that.
To Barthen's.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys head to the north side of town, to Barthen's Provisions. Barthen is there. Both his hands are behind the counter.
How'd he get him back?
So someone did clean them up. Okay. Greetings, Barthen.
I'm not Barthen. Barthen's a bit older than me.
Greetings, Barthen's hand.
Do you not know my name then?
You might have a mild concussion from last night. It's cool.
Are you the one they call left or right?
I'm Darren.
Darren, didn't we just talk to you?
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not that. A lot of people make that mistake.
I step up and say, do you remember we spoke yesterday about possible transportation out of town?
Excuse me, Tannis, we were speaking here already.
Yes, you were, and now I'm speaking. Do you remember we were talking yesterday about getting out of town?
Yes, I do. You were looking for horses, yes?
Horses or possibly a wagon. We've got quite a few people in our party, and a wagon might be easier and more cost efficient.
Well, we do have the wagon, but how long do you need the horses?
What?
How long do you need the horses, lady?
Well, I'm not sure if we could give you a deadline right now. We're going to help find a friend, and we need to head out to see if we can find him, so we don't really have a solid timeline. Do you need them back at a certain point?
He goes behind the counter and he checks his schedule. We need them back in a week. We have a shipment to deliver from the mines up to Neverwinter. We can rent them to you, however, the cost is not cheap. Where are you planning on going?
We need to travel out of town to find a friend. To be honest, we're not quite sure exactly where he is, so I can't give you a destination, unfortunately, but this is pretty much our only option for transportation right at this second, so I think we could have him back in a week, or if our friend is not yet found, we'd probably need to come back for provisions to the town anyway. Does anybody? And I look back at the rest of the group who is quiet at this point in time and ask if anybody has any thoughts or feelings on that.
Are you sticking to the roads? The wagon wheels aren't made for off-road travel.
We would keep the wagon to the road as much as possible. Of course, you never know when, rains will come and flood out roads and things like that. I cannot promise it'll always be on the road, but of course we would try to do so, and it would be the most efficient way of travel as well.
Well, we could rent the horses. You would need to pull the wagon. We could rent them for 5 gold apiece per day. We could rent you the wagon for 1 gold per day. If we assume 7 weeks, we're talking
7 days.
1 week. Sorry, not 7 weeks.
7 weeks!
Let's call it an even 80 gold for the week. Also,
if only someone had a lot of gold they could pay for this with.
Don't worry, guys. I'll take care of it. Does anybody have any objection with that price, considering it's coming out of our collective?
This town seems to be a town of franchises. Would you have a drop-off location somewhere in the north?
Do we get a better rate if we drop?
Will you pick us up?
Hold on, guys. 80 gold doesn't really add up. 5 for the horses and 1 for the wagon per day?
5 for each horse.
5 for each horse.
That still doesn't add up.
I don't do math, so let me know what works and we'll counter.
That's like 77. 3
Heads
gold
up.
tip.
group,
Ahead in some ways, yes, I believe so.
you still need food for them. 7 days, 10 gold for the horses, 70 gold, 1 gold per day for the cart, 77, 3 gold for the food. It's probably more than 3 gold, but I'll cut you a discount.
I suppose that makes sense. Do you also have people provisions?
Yes.
You have people food.
Human food, please?
Elven food. Yes, please.
We sell 1 day of rations for 5 silver squares apiece. How many do you need?
3 days should do it.
You plan on being gone for a week.
True, but we will be able to scrounge some food up too.
If you harm these horses, you will pay for them.
We will not be harming the horses.
Don't worry, she very rarely eats horse.
It was only one time.
Just that one time, and they were already damaged anyway.
I don't like this. Do you want me to
Again, he's had a concussion.
If you said something to me, I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Do you want me? You need rations other than her.
Will buying 7 days worth of rations ease your mind?
A little.
Okay.
I will also need to buy rations.
I do
I
not.
will just tell me what all of you need for rations, and then I'll work up the price.
How much do you need to eat per day to be considered like what's the minimum? Like what's considered a day's rations? Is there like a set?
You can't calculate based on your vegetables how many days you already have.
Yeah, your vegetables. I mean, you might get a meal out of your vegetables.
Yeah, I like what you guys knew. I was already asking.
We got to make that stew, then we'll be fine. But we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Well, you need to be drunk first.
How heavy are rations? Is that a weird question?
No, it's not. 2 pounds
2 pounds
per day.
Where am I? I'm fine, right?
You're perfectly fine. Yeah.
Can I buy 4?
Okay. So you buy 4. Like you said, they cost 2 silver squares apiece, or 5 silver squares apiece. Sorry. So
You said 2. I'll take it.
5.
It's 45 silver.
Yep.
Or
And he looks to you, Tanis, to cover the 80 gold for the horses, wagon, and food.
Yeah, that's fine. So I give him.
I need 5 rations.
Okay. Yep. So 20 silver, and you get 25, and you get 5.
Dennis, where did you get all that money from?
Well, we've all been split up as a party, and as we were going, people kept giving me all of our rewards, so I have your guys' money, so when we have a moment, I can split it up anytime it's useful for you. I'm happy to give you yours now. Are you able to carry it?
I can manage just fine. I have a set of traveling clothes that I think you'd enjoy, and seeing as you're the only noble human with us, you might be interested in something a little bit less fine than your silks for this rugged road ahead.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can I just drop my red brand cloak off at this place? I just don't want that anymore.
That's a terrible idea. And all the prices just tripled. Thanks, Carrick. I used to be Red Brand. No big deal. Are we talking to the hand or to Barthen himself?
You are
Talk to the
speaking
hand.
with Darren.
We're speaking. I'm sorry.
Darren.
Darren. Do you happen to have any sealing wax by any chance that would be used with a signet?
Yes, we do. Do you need some?
I
See a signet ring. That's the only reason I ask.
was just wondering if you had it, and generally it comes in different colors. Just curious to see if you carried more than one.
Red is really all we carry. We have probably 3 sticks.
How much would you want for that?
12 silver squares. Yeet. Yeah, look at the price. Are you looking at your character sheet?
Tannis, did you pay for everybody?
Oh no, I'm looking at my character sheet to figure out how much money I have.
I paid for the horses, the wagon, and their food. I'm not sure if I paid for everybody's rations. I don't know.
Oh,
So you paid
You're
with
all
our
set.
money?
I got it.
thank you. Is Barthen around?
But he's out in the stables. Why?
Can I speak to him?
You're more than welcome to go out and see him, yes.
One other thing, you guys don't happen to have a healer's kit for sale here, do you, by any chance? Anything that could be used, bandages, dressings,
That's not really what we provide, sorry.
bundles of cloth? Nothing?
No.
Fair enough.
We have a bedroll.
I'm good. I've got one. There's only one of me.
How much are rations weigh?
2 pounds.
Per day.
2 pounds per day that you have.
So have we paid for everything now?
So for anybody who's buying rations, just make sure you mark off 5 silver per day of rations you buy. Tannis, mark off 80. Or whatever you're considering party funds. Yeah.
You're cutting out.
Sorry,
After
Whatever
the
that
80, I didn't
background
hear
noise
anything.
is cutting you out.
I don't know what that background noise is. Anyway, yeah, so it's 80 from the party funds, and then would anybody else like to do anything other than Sigurd before you guys head out of town?
Where did you get your bedroll? Was that
Here.
here?
It came with a pillow.
Did it?
It did. Almost put me overweight, but
Well, you know those pillows can be quite heavy. You know, I might. Do you still sell those bedrolls?
Yeah, yes, we have one. We also apparently offer complimentary pillows.
How much would that be?
A bedroll will run you 1 golden trine and 2 silver squares. Or not trine, pence. Sorry.
Wait, what is it? Sorry.
1 gold, 2 silver.
And 2 silver.
Tennis. Can I speak to you a minute?
Sure. Hold on just a moment, please.
When we were here last time, it was 1 gold flat for me.
Sure. Always trying to take advantage because we're spending a ton of money. I go back and counter with 1 gold.
Well, this is our last bedroll we have. I can't take gold for it.
I completely understand it's your last bedroll, but we're already, putting in a lot of money here. Maybe throw in the extra for, even though it's your last one.
Roll a persuasion check.
I knew you were going to do that to me.
Ask for a second pillow.
No, I don't want a second pillow. That shit's apparently very heavy.
Walk your feet.
Why does this always happen? I'm actually relatively good at persuasion. 8.
1 gold, 2 silver, then, yes?
Yeah, that's fine. And I pay him.
Thank you. That weighs 7 pounds, by the way.
How much until you're encumbered?
I'd just say 50%. I know that's not raw, and anybody who's watching, I understand that, but I like to be a little less aggressive on encumbrance.
So what if I'm 0.5 over my encumbrance?
Then you lose 10 feet of movement.
Alright. We can start wrapping this up too. It's getting a little late.
Yeah, I was going to wait until you guys were leaving town, and then I was going to wrap it. So you want to talk to Darren, or Elmer Barthen real quick?
Yeah. I head out to the stables to find him.
He's tending to his horses right now.
Barthen, I wonder if I could ask you a favor.
Yes, what can I help you with?
We are heading out of town again, and I'm a man of the military, and we've been flying blind for quite some time now, and it's just an unsettling feeling for me.
Sure.
Do you have any access to a map, sketch of the area, a general idea of this location? I can't stand the fact that we're wandering blind.
Well, I don't have a map per se. I have knowledge of the area. What do you need?
Can I have a long enough conversation with him to draw a rough map of the region?
Yes, you can.
And is that something that you can send me, or am I going to have to try to draw it?
Let's try and draw it.
I'm excited.
Well,
Information, and you're drawing it.
Am I rolling for this or just drawing?
I'll have you roll an intelligence check. No, give me a survival check. Let's do that. A lot better. And this is kind of to glean from what he's saying where everything is.
Oh, 12.
Okay, so what you get from him is that you're in Phandlin, which runs along the northern edge of the Sword Mountains. 10 miles northeast, you hit the Tribor Trail. Tribor Trail runs west to east. Along the west, it hits the coast, where it intersects with the high road, which runs north to Neverwinter and south to Leylon. To the east, you eventually run along the Sword Mountains, and you will hit Connieberry. To the south of Connieberry, you have Wyvern Tor. Everything north of the Tribor Trail is wood. You have Neverwinter Wood. And on the northwestern edge of Neverwinter Wood, you have Thunder Tree. Basically, directly west down the river from Thunder Tree is Neverwinter. Thunder Tree, you gather, is about 60 to 70 miles north of Phandlin. Neverwinter is about the same distance north, but about, like I said, 25, 30 miles to the west. From the high road to Connieberry is about 60, maybe more miles. Neverwinter Wood is massive in size. It stretches from just north of the Tribor at Phandlin all the way past Connieberry and north all the way up to Mount Hotnow. You're not sure where Mount Hotnow is, and neither is Barthen, but that's what he tells you.
How do you spell that? Hotnow?
Hotenow. Now.
Hot now. Does Nelly live on this mountain?
Do we know what distance Wyvern Tor is south of Connieberry?
He estimates 20 to 30 miles.
And you said that Phandlin is on the north side of the mountain range, correct?
Yes, but to the far west.
I'm sorry, what was the mountain range called again? I was drawing.
Sword Mountains. So with that information that you have, you set your horses into the wagon, get them all ready to go, and you head out north of town. That is where we will end for the night. Thank you for anybody who is watching on Twitch or YouTube on our when we upload this. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we will see you next week.